Hey, all my YouTube family. I'm really late with my update. I've had a lot of shit going on these last. Oh, Lord. I hate wigs. I really do. Anyways, I've had a lot of shit going on. Since my last update at week 14, which was the day before my last PET scan. I mean, first I'll start with my numbers because we'll start with that. So at week 14, I was 195.1, and that was on December 11th. And then December 18th, my week 15, I gained 0.2, 195.3. It is what it is. I was pissed, but, you know, whatever, got over it. And then when I weighed in this Wednesday on Christmas morning on the 25th of December, which would have been my week 16, I lost 4.5 pounds and I was 190.8. So I was like super happy. And actually today when I weighed, I was like 189 something. So I was like, oh my God, I hopefully next Wednesday when I weigh in on the new year, it will be in the 180s. I'm hoping. So anyways, you know, super happy with that 4.5 pound loss to kind of make up for the previous week's gain. Don't have any idea where that came from. For the month, I go by 4 weeks of losses. So for the month, I only lost like 6.4 pounds, which like majorly sucked because I had lost 13.2 in November and 14.1 pounds in October. Of course, September was awesome because that's when I had surgery. But so I was kind of bummed, 6.4 pounds. But I've had a lot going on. My PET scan results were, I don't know if you want to call it mixed. A lot of the, if any of you are in the medical know, mediastinal lymph nodes, which are under your breastplate, sit in between your lungs and your heart. I had too many to count on previous scans. They just basically called it a mass because it was just one big lump of cancer. Most of those are gone. There's just still a few small, but they've all shrunk significantly and have less uptake of the cancer because it's rated on an SUV scale is what they call it, and it's, you know, rates how active the cancer is, and most of them are less, all of them are less active as far as the activity of cancer, so that's good news. However, my lymph node in my neck, which I think I said this in my last video, all of a sudden, because that week I had to skip chemo because my counts were too bad, all of a sudden it like doubled in size that week. It was absolutely ridiculous. So I had to scan that Thursday, and then I saw my oncologist on Monday, and he wanted, I got chemo that day, and then he wanted me to have a surgical consult as well as a radiation consult. And I went and did that, and the surgeon said, no, there's no sense to mess with your neck. When you still have other lymph nodes involved, it's not going to get rid of your cancer. And I was totally on board with that. I was like, cool, works for me. I don't really want somebody slicing around on my neck anyways. Because it's, I don't know if you can still see it, but it's quite large. I mean, it's this whole area here. It goes up and then down to here. As far as on the PET scan, I think it measured 3.7 centimeters, which was less. I mean, in September, it was almost, I think it was 4.8, so now it's 3.7. So it's, it's still a pretty good size. He thinks it's 2 lymph nodes. Anyways, so okay, I was cool with that. No surgery. Sweet. So then that was last Friday, and then Monday this week I went to just have I was supposed to be a conversation with my oncologist just to see what we were going to do, maybe get something set up with the radiation oncologist. When I met with him last year, I had a recurrence in June of 2012. He didn't want to do any more radiation because it was still on my original cancer side, which was on my right side, and I'd already had radiation over there, and your nerves don't take double radiation well, so he said no to that. I was hoping that it was going to be a no to radiation. Well, anyway, so let me jump forward. My oncologist had a family emergency. Somebody died. So he wasn't there. I saw his nurse practitioner, whom I love. I love both of his nurse practitioners. And, well, he had me down for chemo. I'm like, I thought I was freaking done. Nope. Had another dose of chemo. I'm like, oh, yay for me. Love surprise chemo. I mean, they hadn't even accessed my port or anything. So anyways, so that day was an absolute whirlwind because I'm like, I'm supposed to be having my reconstruction surgery on December 30th, a week from then. are you sure we should do chemo? Well, you know, you can do chemo, and then you can do, you can get a shot to boost your white count, a stimulator. And so they were fine with that. I was going to do that. I was going to get my chemo Monday, go Christmas morning to the hospital and get the shot that stimulates your white count, which in turn hopefully my white count would be good enough to have surgery on Monday. They were then going to push my surgery from 6 a.m. Monday to later in the day so I could make sure my blood work and everything was all kosher. I'm like, sweet. I have been dancing around the house so excited for this reconstruction surgery. You know, a lot of people in my family, my mom, my mother-in-law, the older ladies, and maybe some of you, you know, might say, oh, they're just boobs. No. It's not that. I'm 41 years old. I had implants before I had breast cancer because I had no boobs in my 20s. I got implants in my 20s, and they weren't big. They looked normal. They looked real. I just wanted to have boobs. Not that it's a look, but it's just, I don't know. You walk around with no boobs for a year and see how you feel because it fucking sucks. Period. I hate it. You know, you can see my chest is sunken in. I fucking hate it. You know, people can tell in a bathing suit I can't wear low cut. I can't wear like a V-neck top without a camisole because when you bend over, the prostheses are so heavy, your bra falls forward, and then you can see the inside of your chest, and it's just, I hate it. So, anyways, so they're like, yeah, you know, my plastic surgeon was fine with all that, and I'm like, sweet, okay, great. So I ended up getting chemo. Thank God for my best friend because she had to go pick up my parents from the airport. They were flying in from Arizona because I didn't know I was getting chemo and had an afternoon appointment. My parents' flight was coming in. So anyways, so by the time I was on my way home from chemo, they called from the plastic surgeon's office. And I guess the fact that I might have radiation, she doesn't want to do my plastic surgery. I freaking lost it. I was just like, what day was that? That was actually Christmas. That was Monday afternoon. Yeah, I cried all the way to dinner with my parents. And my husband came and picked me up, and I cried the entire way there. Of course, pulled myself together. It sucked. My heart was just broken. I know I can have it eventually. I've been waiting to get this done since February, and I was absolutely just heartbroken. So anyway, so that was Monday. Tuesday, I went to go see the radiation oncologist. He squeezed me on Christmas Eve because I wanted to have a definite, am I going to get radiation? Am I not? Because that was hinging on whether or not I could do my plastic surgery. I talked to my plastic surgeon's office and to just give me a day. Let me get in to see the radiation oncologist because what if he says no to radiation? Then we cancel my damn surgery for nothing. I wanted to get it in on this year's insurance. Obviously, I've met my deductible. So he squeezed me in Christmas Eve morning, and he's like, yeah. He's like, I mean, we're 100% going to radiate my neck. And he was pretty sure we're going to radiate the mediastinal area, which that is what's out for the plastic surgeon, and that's a whole other video. Maybe sometime when I do a skin flick, I'll show you guys the scar from my back when they had to replace my skin on my cancer side from my radiation back in 2010. I had such damaged skin, they had to actually take skin and muscle from my back and move it around to help recreate my implants then because it was so burned and ruined. So they're probably going to have to do that maybe on my left side again, which that surgery is so major. It's called a latissimus dorsi flap, if anybody cares to look that up. It's an extremely major surgery. I mean, I was in surgery for like 4 hours. I was in the hospital for a week. I had drains. I had 5 or 6 drains, and the one that snaked up my back I had for 7 weeks, and it literally grew into my skin. So when people, drains for a day or two do not bother me, but I had that damn drain for 7 weeks, and it sucked ass. Fucking hated it. Anyways, this is all full of cuss words, sorry. That's just, I kind of am a potty mouth, but I usually watch it on YouTube. So plastic surgery's off the table because they called me. Now we're doing surgery on my neck. I'm so lucky. First, it's been a crazy week. First, it was a fine needle biopsy. Fine, I don't even remember if they numbed me for it because they did a biopsy of this back in June, July when I was re-diagnosed this year because they have to get the histology, pathology of the makeup of it so you get the right chemos and all that kind of stuff. So they want to do that again because maybe it's changed. Is it getting chemo resistant to what I'm doing? Blah, blah, blah. So I thought I was doing a fine needle biopsy. Well, then the nurse from the surgeon's office called, and she's going over everything with me, and we squeezed you in on Tuesday the 31st, and I told them I didn't care what hospital in town. I would drive to wherever, so long they could get me in before the end of the year. I didn't care. So she called, and she's like, make sure you have somebody to drive you. And I'm like, why would I need somebody to drive me? I mean, I know people, I go by myself to this shit. I'm a big girl. I've been dealing with cancer for 4 years. I go by myself. It's not a big deal. And she's like, well, you can be put under. I'm like, well, why would I be put under for a needle biopsy? She's like, oh, honey, this isn't a needle biopsy. They're taking out, they're resectioning your neck. I'm like, come again? That's news flash to me. So anyways, of course, then that was like noon on Tuesday, and everybody was closed. So I had to wait the holiday, and then yesterday making phone calls. I'm going to see my medical oncologist on Monday, but so right now I'm scheduled Tuesday morning at 7 a.m. to have this taken out of my neck. It's supposed to be outpatient, I think. Should be home that night. That means I probably will gain weight next week because I'm going to have a bunch of fluids pumped into me. Fuck, damn it. Maybe I'll weigh before I go to the hospital that morning, and that will be my weight for that week. What you think? I think so. So anyways, that's my story. And they wanted to start setting up, anybody knows anything about radiation, they kind of get you, I don't want to call it a CAT scan, but they set you up and give you these little marking tattoos so they know where to line the beams up with. And they wanted to get me set up with that late next week so I could start radiation that week of the 7th. And I think I'm doing chemo at the same time as radiation, I think. But I'll get more details on Monday from my medical oncologist when I go. Anyways, I didn't think this video would be that long. But yes, I'm in a funk. I'm in a depression. I've been drinking and taking pills. I mean, I'm not committing suicide. Don't get me wrong, folks. But I just don't fucking care. I mean, I take a Xanax, a couple pain pills, and drink a glass or 2 of wine, and I'm good to go. I sleep all night, which is a miracle because I haven't been sleeping. Oh yeah, because they thought that I had cancer in my lungs too. They thought I had metastasized to my upper right lobe of my lung. That's, news that everybody wants to hear, right? Especially at 41. But I guess they're saying that it's lymph nodes. There's a chain of lymph nodes that go right at the top of your lungs, and that's where this nodule is. They cannot 100% say that it's not in my lungs, but since I have so many these lymph nodes up here and then the lymph nodes that go down your mediastinum, since that's where pretty much all my cancer always is, that's what they're going with. So, but still can't say for sure that it's not in my lung, but I'm going to go with it, it's not. So anyways, I could use a lot of love and support from my weight loss family. Oh, and okay, I swear to God, I think this is my last thing. Because how I talked about my dad in a couple videos ago. So, I have not seen my dad since October 20th. That's like 2 months. I've lost a considerable amount of weight since the last time I saw him. He did not fucking compliment me one goddamn time this week. Not once. Not once. Who does that? Really? Seriously? I mean, you can't say, oh, honey, God, you look so great. Nothing. Like, whatever, I give up. I don't know if I could do a quick body shot. Here, since it's my 16 week, I'll see if I could do a quick body shot. Let me see if I can turn this around. Yeah. Kind of in my... But anyways, this is me. Let's see if I can get it. Anyways. Not looking too bad. Still got the lumpies and the bumpies, but whatever. The sweatshirt's kind of big, kind of funky. Anyway, so that's that. I hope y'all have a great day, great New Year. Can't say I'm going to come at you with a video next week because next Wednesday I don't know how I'm going to feel after the next surgery on Tuesday. But I will be watching videos because I'm not going to be able to do anything else unless I'm passed out from pain pills. So, anyways, thanks for watching, you guys. Please like or, make a comment or something so I know people are out there. Appreciate it. And hope everybody had a great holiday. Bye.